Hello again. As promised, I'm back this time with vinyl albums of the 70s or 70s related. Probably one of the biggest acts of the 70s was 10cc. I've seen them once or twice again in a free concert the last time in South Shields. And this is the only album I have of theirs because it's another greatest hits. Always a good way to catch up on people's music. Rubber Bullets was 1973, and I remember that for two reasons. That's the last time Sunderland won the FA Cup 1-0 against Leeds, and also I went to my one and only holiday in Jersey, and we were in a guest house which had a room for music and dancing, and that was a song that was played quite a lot. There aren't many songs I can instantly name the year, but that one definitely sticks. I did enjoy Heatwave in a comparatively short time. Johnny Wilde, the lead singer, did end up being paralysed from legs down, and when I'd seen them here on stage at the Newcastle City Hall, they were so energetic and acrobatic as well. So when he was involved in a car crash, I believe, and lost the use of his lower limbs, it was a big disappointment, but I've got some music on the record to keep with me. This one's called Heatwave, Hot Property. Boogie Nights was the one that originally made them well known, but Mind Blowing Decisions and Always and Forever are possibly songs that you will know even if you don't have albums. And that's another Heatwave, a follow-up album. I can't say I was an ABBA fan, but then again I didn't dislike ABBA. So eventually I did get, when it had gone out the charts, as always, I did get a hold of ABBA's Arrival. Anybody that was an ABBA fan obviously got this one at the time. I'll just have a look at the tracks on that. Can you believe Dancing Queen? And then there was the Volume 2 version. One of the tracks I particularly liked by ABBA, which they didn't have as a single, was Eagle. It's on this album, and I think I like the music in that. And if you were to ask me to name my favourite ABBA track, it would be Voulez-Vous. Aha. Michael Jackson just popped in there, off the wall. Another one who was just a fantastic artist, and his dancing was brilliant as well. And we all know about him, of course, and doesn't need any more to be said. I do like these collections. This is the Gary Newman collection. Now I suppose it sort of goes over into 80s this. In fact, I might be cheating a bit with this, but I know Cars, for instance, has since been sampled and used on one of the Sugar Babes #1s, and I do just like the keyboard stuff that Gary Newman is involved with. And there's quite a few singles he had, and I like most of them actually. And the classic Jeff Wayne, War of the Worlds, hooked in by the film, original film, which I think it starred Gene Barry in the role. Obviously more recently Tom Cruise was in it. I haven't seen any of these tours that are going around the country, but I probably will one day. Again, this double album, brilliant seller in England, and a great thing to listen to. I never get fed up hearing that either. Still keeping with the 70s, of course, was had a lot of disco and a lot of dance, and I didn't quite get to see Gwen Dickey. And Gwen Dickey was the lead singer with the Rolls Royce. Memories of this one: Christmas Eve, across the road from where I worked in a pub, everybody dancing to Rolls Royce, Car Wash. And this one has the romancing side and the dancing side, because Jimmy Nail had Love Don't Live Here Anymore, I think it was, as a number one himself, and Wishing on a Star was another one of their big slow ballad songs. But what a great band to dance to. Again, more albums I bought after the event. Steve Harley, Cockney Rebel, have been known to sing Come Up and See Me, Make Me Smile. Judy Teen, I think, was one of them, Mr. Soft, to mention about three. The best-selling album, probably, if not the best-selling album, probably the best album ever, I often think, was Fleetwood Mac's Rumours. And you listen to this album, to me, it doesn't have one track that you can say, well, that's just an album filler. This is, like, to me, a perfect album, one you can listen to over and over again, and all the tracks are so great. Oh yes, just a little follow-up on that one. When I was in New York last September, I was in Times Square, I went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and they weren't in there, no. They had Stevie Nicks singing Gold Dust Woman on the television. And being on holiday and being in the Hard Rock Cafe and that song, it's just brilliant. More dance. Sylvester, You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. Loads of great dance tracks again. I've always liked the dance tracks, and I still do. Give me a modern dance track any day to dance to rather than an old one. In the same vein, the Brothers Johnson. And then KC and the Sunshine Band. They did very well in the 70s disco era. This one here. Jaybird label. That's the way I like it, and Boogie Shoes and Get Down Tonight, which I know very well, but not everybody else does. Another KC album. They actually had the hit with It's the Same Old Song, which is on here. Plenty to dance about. And one act I saw in the 70s for the first time, about mid-70s, and I've seen them about 4 or 5 times in total. But they no longer go around, well, actually they might go around in a different form, but when Errol Brown led Hot Chocolate, we went to see him about 4 or 5 times, and I did actually go and see Errol Brown's farewell tour, where he toured without the usual backing group and sang their hits, and that was about 5 years ago. So he's gone back to the Caribbean now, from whence he came to live. So I have Hot Chocolate's 14 greatest hits. When we used to go to see those concerts, quite frankly, the drummer started thumping on the drums, and that was it. Everybody's up dancing, and the songs were so infectious and great to dance to. They didn't have many albums as such which were new material on, but here's one of them. Going Through the Motions, which was one of their hits, and it was the title track. Class was another. That one's got on. Are you getting enough? Or What Makes You Happy? Among others. And this one's called Love Shot. So I think they were about the only albums they had out in the 70s, and I actually did purchase them at the time, because by the end of the 70s I was able to afford to buy them. I said a lot of the stuff I caught up to it later, probably a decade later. I don't know how many of you remember Pickety Witch. I just got the same old feeling. That one. They had a lead singer called Polly Brown, and she had a single out called Special Delivery. And this is the album that includes Up in a Puff of Smoke and Special Delivery. And I quite liked her vocals, so that's why I bought that one. Now, I never bought any Beatles albums apart from the red and the blue double albums. Although again now in CD I've got most but not all of those. But I did buy Ringo Starr. Now you might think of all the people to buy that, you wouldn't expect Ringo Starr, but I do like sci-fi, and the Day the Earth Stood Still, which starred Michael Rennie, included this scene of the flying saucer landing and the robot coming out, and Michael Rennie standing like a Ringo Starr standing on that one. So this was one of Ringo's albums. I'm trying to remember what was on here that anybody might know. Goodnight Vienna, I think that was a single. There we go. Peace. And finally, released in '75 but covering the '60s, was the Small Faces singles album. Another group with a little bit of angst about them. I used to like that part of them, and still do, of music. I'm not too keen on nicey music, as I call it. So that concludes my brief look at 70s albums that I have in my collection, vinyl that is. Bye for now.